my dad owned a discount women's clothing store called Crazy Sophie's Factory Outlet. And it's funny, when I tell people I'm from New Hampshire, they'll go, there are Jews in New Hampshire? And then I have to explain to them that, even New Hampshire deserves retail. And, he'd do his own radio ads. He'd be like, I'm Crazy Donnie. When I see the prices at the mall, I just want to vomit. And then he'd rattle off a bunch of, off-brand brands. And then at the end, he'd go, so if you care enough to buy the very best, but you're too cheap, come to Crazy Sophie's. I think he named it because Crazy Sophie's Factory Outlet, he loved Crazy Eddie from New York, in the 80s, and he wanted to do something like that. But he needed it to be a woman's name because it's women's discount clothes. And then, we're Jewish, so he wanted to sneak in a Jewishy name, so he picked Sophie, Crazy Sophie's Factory Outlet. And my Nana, his mom, was very upset because her best friend back in Boston was Sophie Moskowitz, and she felt that he was calling her crazy. He explained to her mom, if I named the store after Sophie Moskowitz, I'd call it Ugly Sophie's Factory Outlet. And I thought that story was so funny, so years ago, I told it on a talk show, and I didn't realize at the time that Sophie Moskowitz was still with us. And it caused much source between the families, but I did make absolute sure that she's dead now, so.